Good morning, students. So yesterday we were in the middle of the short story, that is the lighthouse keeper of Aspinwall. Okay, and we have seen the perseverance power of a old man who is looking for a job. Okay, and his perseverance power, his dedication, a man who is dispossessed, polished people, and he wanted to get settled down. Okay, and a man was a wanderer, he was a vagrant person, and the place where he is looking for a job was a fit for one place. Okay, so he has to stay at one place, he has to remain a secluded of the life, and he has to become a hermit is a person who follows a religious life and who is completely devoid of all materialistic pleasure. Okay, so there was a requirement, and the requirement was as such that a person should not be a person of wanderer, but even though he was a wanderer, he wanted to get settled at the one place. So his perseverance power, his ambition, and his attraction about that particular job has got him the job. And now we'll see, and we have seen the interview as well, and his convincing power, the way he has given the answer, has given a positive response, and the committee was very much satisfied. Okay, and what was the true point of his interview is that his loyalty. Okay, the way he was devoted for his work, no, and the way he was attracted for that job. And even though he was in a different field, he was a wanderer, but when a person think that I can do it, and when the person has a strong determination, there is a no limit for his success as such. Okay, so that strong determination and the loyalty for any job is essential to get excel in that field. So we have seen up till now that he has given a positive answer to all the questions. Okay, and now he has been appointed as a lighthouse keeper of Aspinwall. Okay, and then one final warning was for him is that okay, you will be appointed as an lighthouse keeper of, but the requirement is that if you fail in service you will be dismissed. Okay, so that was a prior and as I mentioned that this story itself is a extraordinary journey of a person, and it has been depicted in a epic style. Okay, and as I mentioned that in epic style, a person is a wanderer, and he comes with difficulties, and he comes out as a hero of that life. Okay, so and as per our story is concerned, he was a person who has got multiple difficulties. Okay, so he has tried different occupations, but he got failed. So such type of a person who got difficulties in life, but even though his strong determination and his willpower has got him a success. Okay, so this is something very important. So we were in the middle of the story. That same evening, when the sun had descended, now finally he has got the job. Okay, and what will be after getting the job? What is his condition? We will going to see. Okay, so that same evening, when the sun had descended on the other side of the isthmus, and the day of sunshine was followed by a night without twilight, the new keeper was in his place, evidently, for the lighthouse was casting his bright rays on the water as usual. The night was perfectly calm, silent, genuinely tropical, filled with a transparent haze forming around the moon, a great colored rainbow with soft unbroken edges. The sea was moving only because the tide raised it. Skivensky on the balcony seemed from below like a small black point. He tried to collect his thought and take in his new position, but his mind was too much under pressure to move with regularity. He felt somewhat as haunted beast feels when at last it has found refuge from pursuit on the some inaccessible rock or in a cave. There had come to him finally an hour of quiet, the feeling of safety filled with his soul with a certain unspeakable bliss. Now, on that rock, he can simply laugh at his previous wanderings, his misfortunes and failures. He was in a truth like a sheep whose mast, ropes, and sails had been broken and rained by a tempest and cast from the clouds to the bottom of the sea. So when you have, for example, when you have enough of the wanderings, okay, and you have tried a different occupations but you got failed in it, okay, and when you do not have particular land to claim it, then you struggle for your survive, okay, and at that time what is your primary requirement to get settled, okay. So even if he has very vagrant throughout the life, now his ultimate aim is to get settled down at the particular place, and he was looking for a job. So even in peace, he wanted a peace for him. So where he was looking forward to that kind of job where he has to sit at one place only, okay. So even though in peace he was searching for a job, he was searching for a busy life, because he was a person who doesn't have a particular land, okay. So this particular story has different chapters as well. So in your syllabus that is prescribed by Nagpur University has included only one chapter, okay. In one chapter basically we are dealing with the perseverance power, dedication of a man who has different type of wanderings, okay, and different types of disappointments, and how he has come out of that disappointments has been described in this first chapter. But as you when you read this three chapters, in this short story, it is basically a person, a protagonist is a prototype, okay. A prototype is actually the word which means that a person who is in a transition period, okay. So basically he first is a normal person, but by reading some type of books or by experiencing certain types of events, he will transform himself into a different individual. For example, even if you see any kind of inspirational movie, or if you read some inspirational books as such, so you get a different kind of energy, enthusiasm altogether, and you become a different person. So this is the story that has happened with him as well. So in this particular chapter we are basically dealing with his the way he has got different type of experiences and how he has come out of that experiences. And then in second part of this short story, where he reads a particular type of a book, okay, and by getting actual meaning of it, he transform himself. So this so in basically this is a prototype, okay. So he was in a truth like a ship whose mast, ropes and sails had been broken and rent by the tempest. So basically he has nothing to lose it now, okay. So he is a person who cannot claim a particular land as well, because he was a wanderer, okay. He is a refugee, so he has nothing to lose at. Okay, so this is the story. So he was in truth like a ship whose mast, ropes and sails had been broken and rained by the tempest and cast from the clouds to the bottom of the sea. A ship on which the tempest had hurled waves and spat foam, but which still wound its way to the harbor. Okay, so you see the line itself suggests that. So even if the tempest is there, tempest is a sudden change in your life, okay. A tempest is something that is a strong storm, okay, a strong wave, and that can destroy everything. So even if the tempest is there, everything has broken out, what is remained with him is that his willpower, his strong determination to get down, settle at a particular place, struggle for surveillance. Okay, for example, if when you are getting everything, your need is being satisfied at a particular place, then you are a bit a relaxed kind of, you become a bit a relaxed kind of a person. Okay, but for example, if you are struggling for your surveillance, what is the basic need? Is that if you want to fulfill your basic need, then you look for a job, and you at that moment you give your 100% to attain that job. Okay, so this is something you find it. And when you are being aloof from all these things, no, then you can concentrate at one place. Okay, so this by what is the implication of this sentence is that even if you are preparing for any examination, no, so your target should be that I should be aloof of the society, and now when I will achieve it, then only you can be a part of the society. Okay, so this is something, the secluded place. Okay, and you will have to remain aloof from all these things that can distract your mind. Okay, so yeah, the basic requirement of getting success, or basic requirement to get peace, mental peace, is something that when you prepare, you should be doing it for not just for the sake of society, but to get a mental satisfaction and what you deserve. Then when you find it that this is something that I deserve, then you can prepare like this only. Okay, so this is what he has interpreted, that this is the job where I can fit for it. Okay, so even if all the difficulties or all the requirement was pretty irrelevant. Okay, because he was a wanderer and the job wants a place where a person should be excluded. Okay, so there were no inhabitants on that island. Okay, so even if the requirement was completely different, but he has proved himself that if you have strong determination and willpower, this is something that nothing is impossible and you can make. So even if any strong the possibility that the people will try to obstruct you in the ways, but if you have a good attitude towards your life, then this is something that you can take out from this paragraph as well. So the pictures of that storm passed quickly through his mind as he compared it with the calm future now beginning. Okay, so because right now he is imagining that right now I am at this place. Okay, I am fit for this place, but when he imagined the life of his past wanderings, he thought that the all storm passed quickly. Okay, so everything was, now he is imagining a part of his wonderful adventures he had related to Falgrim Bridge. He had not mentioned, however, thousands of other incidents as well. It had been his misfortune that as often as he pitched his tent and fixed his fireplace to settle down permanently, some wind tore out stakes of his tent, whirled away the fire and bore him on toward the destruction. So even if he has longed for a permanent place, no, when he wanted to get settled down, there was many incidents as such that his wish hadn't got fulfilled, because there were so many incidents where he had faced such kind of difficulties. Okay, so the misfortune was with him, the destiny was not with him. Okay, so he was a man of we can say he was very unlucky man. Okay, he was, so there were so many things that has created misbalance in his mind, but even though he has managed somehow to get at a particular place. So this is something very important in this paragraph. So looking now from the balcony of the tower as the illuminated waves, he remembered everything through which he had passed. He had campaigned in 4 parts of the world, and in wandering had tried almost every occupation. Okay, so he has wandered because he was a refugee. He has nothing to lose as such. Okay, he has not a particular land, he has not a particular home as such, so he has a dispossessed man, okay, who is a completely when we can say that a man who is just wandering from one place to another place. Looking now from the balcony of the tower or illuminated waves, he remembered everything through which he had passed. He had campaigned in 4 parts of the world and wandering, had tried almost every occupation, labor loving and honest. More than once he had earned money and had always lost in spite of every prevention and utmost caution. He had been a gold miner in Australia, so he has tried every occupation as such. Okay, so he have had a complete wandering as such. Okay, so he had been a gold miner in Australia, a diamond digger in Africa, a rifleman in public service in India as well. Okay, and he is East India not. He established a ranch in California, but what happened? The draft ruined him. Okay, so the draft ruined him at that place. Okay, so even he was trying for a permanent place. Okay, he was trying for a particular occupation, no, but there were some incident that he could not be associated with that profession only, because there were so many fortunes have happened with him. Okay, so he tried trading with wild tribes in the interior of Brazil. His raft was wrecked on the Amazon. Okay, so even if he tried, wrecked means the destroyed. Okay, he himself alone, weaponless and nearly naked, wandered in the forest for so many weeks, living on wild fruits, exposed every moment to death from the jaws of wild beasts. Okay, so because he has nothing to live at. Okay, because he was a person who is a wanderer. Okay, and what was his requirement? To just fulfill his needs. Okay, basic needs, and that's why he was a fearless. Okay, he was a fearless, because this is something very important as well, because when you try for somebody, when you try for any goal, and if you think that I should be secure to strive for that goal, this is not possible. You will have to go for risk. Okay, you will have to think that now I am a zero person. Okay, now nobody is with me. Okay, I will follow it and I will achieve it. This should be your target, and he has proved it, because he has everything he has tried. Okay, so he was just he has tasted death as well. Okay, because he was in among the wild animals. Okay, and wild animals, you can understand it. Okay, any times they can kill you. So this was the position. Okay, so are you getting the feeling of a man who is so heroic? Okay, who is, even though, and for example, when you say the heroic qualities, heroic qualities is associated with the man who is a fearless. Okay, a man who has nothing to lose it. Okay, when you have that courage, you will achieve everything, because when you say that I do not have nothing with me, okay, so then you become a fearless person. Okay, and when you think that I am a homesick person, my family is with me, they are with me, relative is with me, I will have to attend that marriage ceremony, this marriage ceremony, so then you will have a lots of option with you, and then you cannot focus at particular target. So this is something very important. Okay, then he established okay, so he's so everything he tried. Okay, weaponless, nearly naked, wandered in the forest for many weeks, living on wild fruits, exposed every moment to death from the jaws of wild beasts. He established a forge in Helena, Arkansas, and that was burned in a great fire which consumed the whole town. Next, he fell into the hands of Indians in the Rocky Mountains, and only though a miracle was he saved by Canadian trappers. So he has tasted death as well, and due to miracle, no, he saved himself from that thing. Okay, so then he served as a sailor on vessel running between Bahia and Bordeaux. Okay, and as a these are the places. Okay, that is near to America. And then harpooner in a whaling ship, both vessels were wrecked. Okay, so even that was he was trying, no, so that also wrecked. Okay, that was also demolished. Okay, that was also got damaged. So everything, no, he tried everything, he was getting failure only. He had a cigar factory in Havana and was robbed by his partner while he himself was lying sick with the vomito. Okay, so you can imagine. So there were uncountable things that has happened with him, and everything was negative. Okay, everything was all are concluded as that he is a man of misfortune. Okay, so but the desire, okay, the desire, a strong determination is something that is something that you should focus on. Okay, and you should take inspiration as such. Okay, so at last he came to Aspinwall. Okay, so this is the final moment where he wanted to get settled down at this place. Okay, and there was to be the end of his failures. Okay, and now it was like completely, because now he has to he has got a permanent place where he has to manage everything. Okay, and then it was a permanent place for him at last. Okay, and for what could reach him on the rocky island? Neither water nor fire nor men, because he was looking for that life where, and now it is like for him there was no water, no fire, no men. Okay, because there were no inhabitants as such. He was completely alone at that place. And but from men, Skivinsky had not suffered much. He had met a good man oftener than bad ones. So what was a good point? Even if the lots of bad incident happened with him, the situation was not good with him. The incident were not good with him. The only good thing was with him is that he had met with the great people. Okay, the people whom he met was very good. Okay, and as of now we are in this particular story as well, why he got succeed in this particular interview, just because of that person. Okay, because he proved his loyalty, and due to loyalty he got the job. Okay, so this is something important. Okay, so men, no, as per a good man, he oftener have it rather than bad ones. Okay, this is something a positive that has happened with him. But it seemed to him that all the four elements were persecuting him. Those who knew him said that he had no luck, and with that they explained everything. He himself became somewhat of monomaniac. Okay, monomaniac is like a person who is just associated with only one thing. Okay, only one occupation, and when you try for one occupation, you become a monomaniac. For example, it becomes monotonous for you. Okay, for example, in company you see, no, that for example particular task has been assigned to particular party only. For example, if biscuit product is there, one person has been assigned to just put it down that biscuit on that pocket, put it down that biscuit on that pocket. So it becomes very monomaniac. So he has to do a thing which is very regular for him, which is very quite monotonous for him as well. So he believed that some mighty and vengeful hand was pursuing him everywhere on all lands and waters. He did not like, however, to speak of this only at times when someone asked him whose hand that could be. He pointed mysteriously to the polar star and said, "It comes from that place." Okay, that place where he was actually from that place. Okay, so he says that some mysterious hand is working with him. Okay, in reality his failures were so continuous that they were wonderful and mighty easily drive a nail into head, especially of the man who had experienced them. But Skivensky had the patience of an Indian and that great calm power of resistance which comes from the truth of heart. Okay, because basically he has a power, endurance power, resistance, reluctant power, because he has a power of a truth of heart, because he was looking forward to get a peace, mental peace as such. Okay, so there was no pretend hypocrisy, there was completely loyalty with it. So even though the thing what you can get from this short story is that even if you are getting failures in life, but you are tried at least. Okay, so let's try it one more time, and if you are not getting success, it's okay, but you should be you should be trying it. Okay, rather than just keeping empty yourself, you should try different activities. Okay, and success is not like, success should not be the aim of your activity as such. Okay, so this is something you can get from this, and resistance power should be there, endurance power should be there. So in his time he had received in Hungary a number of bayonet thrusts because he would not grasp at a strip which was shown as a means of salvation to him and cry for a quarter. In like manner, he did not bend to misfortune. So he was a man of principle. Okay, so even if there was so many misfortune, he did not bend to that any misfortune as such. He crept up against the mountain as industriously as an ant, pushed down 100 times. He began his journey calmly for the 101st time. He was in his way a most peculiar original. This old soldier, tempered, God knows in how many fires, hardened in suffering, hampered and forged, had the heart of a child. In the time of epidemic in Cuba, the Omito attacked him because he had given to the sick all his quinine, okay, of which he had a considerable supply, and left not grain to himself. Okay, so he was a man of principle as well. Okay, so in suffering he was lending everything to them. Okay, so this is something you can understand and you can take out. So there are many incidents, okay, that were trying to break him, that were trying to break his courage. Okay, but he was a man with strong determination. He has a strong endurance power. Okay, patience is very important, because the things that cannot be done by force can be done with the patience. Patience is something very important, because when you try to force somebody, you won't get it. But by doing patience, okay, there are so many weapons that you have actually, but you are completely not aware of it. Okay, so you have so many things, you have so many strengths with you, but you are completely unaware of it. Okay, so this by reading this, no, you should imply your conscience that what could be done. Okay, so there are so many things that you can explore for. Okay, so this you should take out from this short story. Okay, so this is something that inspirational one. Okay, so even if the things are not going well with you, you should look out some different perspective. You should not judge that late situation should not force you anything on you. Okay, you should be a man of endurance and you should come out as a hero of your life. This is something you can take out from this short story. Only 2-3 paragraphs are remain. Will continue in next session. Thank you.